Here are some of the hardest Edexcel probability questions. Do you know how to tackle this 5 marker? So there are only R red counters and G green counters in the bag. So they're kind of telling us we need to use algebra from the jump. A counter is taken at random from the bag. The probability that the counter is green is 3/7. The counter is then put back into the bag. 2 more red counters and 3 more green counters are put in the bag. A counter is taken at random again from the bag. The probability that the counter is green is now 6/13. Find the number of red counters and the number of green counters in the bag originally. So because we've been given R and G, which is 2 different letters, we're going to need 2 different equations, which is why they've told us the first probability and then the second probability. From there we can create simultaneous equations. So the first equation, the probability of getting green is 3/7. So the probability of getting a green counter would be the number of green counters out of the total number of counters in the bag, which is obviously the green plus the red. That is equal to 3/7, and that is my first equation. My second one is slightly more complicated because they've said they've changed the numbers. So now we have 2 more red and 3 more green. So the probability of getting green is no longer just G, it would be G plus 3. And then out of no longer just G, because that has become G plus 3, and no longer just R, because it's R plus 2. That would equal our 6/13. So we've set up 2 equations, simultaneous equations. Now all we need to do is solve them to find G and R. These are linear equations, so you can either use elimination or substitution method. But either way, having fractions is kind of annoying. So for both of them, I'm going to cross multiply so that I can get rid of the fractions. Here are my 2 equations. Now let's collect the like terms, so at least we've got all the R's together and all the G's together. So now how could I solve these equations? I think what I would do is I would probably double the first one to make it 6R and substitute it in here. As I said, you can use elimination if you prefer. So instead of putting 6R, it's going to become 8G. And now I've got only G's, I can solve that equation. So there are 39 green counters originally. All we need to do now is use 39 in one of the original equations to find out how many are. I'm going to use the first equation because that one looks a bit easier, and solve this one to find R. So R is 52, and there's our answer. If you found this helpful, make sure to check out the GCSE Maths Pro YouTube channel where you can find full videos going through everything that we've just seen.